Well, it's believed the Duchess of Sussex hasn't spoken with her father since the wedding, fearing that he'll leak their conversations to the media.
But Meghan's sister, Samantha Markle, says that is causing her father pain and really wants them to reconcile. And Samantha joins us now live from Virginia. So, your dad had a birthday last week, 74, I believe. Were you with him?
No, we've got about a couple of thousand miles between us, actually. But I did speak with him. I speak with him every day. So even though I couldn't be there physically, I was certainly there in spirit.
And what did he say, if anything at all, about Meghan? Had she been in touch? Was it upsetting him, the distance between them?
Well, naturally, as you can imagine, he is 74 years old, and we all know that life is short. And so, given the circumstances over the last several months since the wedding, I think he really just wants to embrace her and have some closure on the distance and the misperception, and really let her know that he loves her. And I feel that he deserves that in return. He's an incredible man. He's been there for her entire life and made her everything that she is. And I know she loves him too, but there's been so much of a barrier there that I think it's really important for both of them that they reunite. And, for everyone, for our family, for the world, I think it's really important that we stop building walls and we start building bridges. And I know he wants that.
How upsetting has he found the situation where he hasn't been able to talk to her directly about all of this?
It's very frustrating, and I think, moreover, the concern is he really can't calibrate how she is emotionally, her well-being, and he truly is worried. I watched that interview, and I did speak with him, and I think he's very worried about her, given the distance and the inability to have live communication. So he just needs to know that she's well, she's happy, she's okay, and to touch bases. So I hope they get to do that soon.
So what contact have they had? I'm not clear. Have there been texts? Have there been phone calls? When was the last phone call? Give us a sense of it, if you can.
They were texting for a while, but all of that ceased. And so I think he is very worried. He feels very isolated, as you can imagine. I mean, any father would.
And how is his health? Because we know that he's had issues with his heart. We know that he was in hospital for a time because of that. How is he at the moment?
He sincerely had a heart attack, and I was very shocked that the world would mock that or make fun of it. He really had a difficult time. And of course, just because the tabloids couldn't get information on where he was and how he was, they created stories that it was somehow fake. But I don't know if it's the same in Great Britain, but here we have something known as HIPAA. And hospitals here and even in Mexico will protect a patient's privacy. So he was sort of rushed in and out the back door. And he's gotten stronger, but, he's still having a hard time with it. He's not quite up to par again.
Okay.
I think it did come through that he was very ill. I mean, we've spoken to him on this programme, so I think people do understand that. Why do you think they've not been in touch?
It's so funny because I think the media creates a perception, and certainly within our family, either party can believe what's going on. Meghan may perhaps believe rumors and stories that she's heard, and similarly, my father, I think, has also. So it's, I believe, created a rift that is unnecessary, and I hope that they can come to terms on their own and that she'll reach out to him. It only seems the right thing to do.
Is he writing to her? Is he trying to contact her? Are you writing to her? Are you trying to contact her?
Well, everybody has, and so I think a lot of the public are concerned. They say, well, why are you utilizing public channels? Because private channels have been exhausted and to no avail. And so when that happens, you know, what can one do except reach out publicly?
You have said that if your father dies, Meghan would be responsible. Do you regret saying that?
To a degree, I do, but I was really feeling that now it is so critical and so unfair that if there's a misunderstanding, that she reach out to him and she clarify. Because life is very short. He's 74, and I felt as though if something were to happen to him and he passed away, I don't think any of us could live with the fact that he died unhappy and there was not closure.
Do you think you're
So
helping?
I believe in her heart she would...
Sorry, carry on.
I believe that she would want that also.
Do you think you're helping when you reach out on TV? Do you feel like you're helping to bridge the gap?
Well, there's an old saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And, you know, you've got to consider the culture in Great Britain is very different. It's more a culture of stoicism. There's more of a code of silence, whereas in the United States, we predicate ourselves on freedom of speech and, you know, we tend to be pretty direct communicators. So, you know, if we say nothing, people, I don't think, no one, you know, passed or got an A in ESP 101. The only way to get your point across is to communicate. And I've always believed in direct communication, you know, whether witty or otherwise. And it's not always perfect, spot on, but, you know, you have to get it out there. You have to express how you're feeling. I think my father
I suppose some might argue, though, because you and Meghan haven't got on for a long time, have you? That some might argue that you're coming and putting your case, if you like, on TV because you can, and she isn't in a position to do that. So that's unfair.
Well, I think it's wrong to say we haven't gotten on for a long time. The reason for that has been geographical distance. Her career got very busy, and I don't think the public really knows. I mean, the public is throwing around numbers like 10 years, you know, 3 years. We spoke in 2015, and then her life got very busy. But to say that we didn't get on is highly inaccurate. We've always gotten on. She wasn't reaching out, and it's not, oh, you know, she became silent because the family behaved in a certain way. The family behaved in the way that we did because she wasn't reaching out. So we were literally responding and surprised and disappointed. And she got busier, and I guess she found herself in a position where, because of royal protocol, you can't be quite so open. But there are other means of communication that she could utilize, letters, telephone calls, and perhaps that would have been better early on.